Hello, welcome to a new week. This week we will learn how to develop an event site. No matter where you go, there you are. This is my favorite quote, kind of tell us the importance of choosing a site. I want to remind you the framework. We are in module 1, assessment, and right now we are learning how to develop the event site. This is our learning objective that we will achieve this week. First, I want to invite you to think about the question. In the past, how did you choose your event site? Think about all your previous events. Have you ever participated into the process of choosing your event site? Give yourself a minute to think about. Alright, after you have think about for this question, I want to review the attitude. So for the site, for choosing event site, for me it's kind of both a science and an art. A science, it needs us to do a scientific investigation towards a site. But sometimes choosing a site is also kind of an intuition, which means when we just going to somewhere, whether we like it or don't like it. So that's what I mean by an art. No matter whether it's a science or an art, we have to use some tool to choose an event site. So this is something we will use to choose a site, including 6 parts. Part 1, site specifications. In the past week, we did the needs assessment when creating an events plan. So this is something we can use to develop our event specifications. After we already have some information related to event specifications, we can conclude the following the factors that can influence our search for a site that can accommodate our event the profile. Please review this information. Alright, after you have reviewed this information, I want to invite you to think about where do you want to hold your future wedding? How does this information will influence your choice regarding the location of holding your future wedding? Just think about that, and we'll move to part 2. So, after you have think about, this is my the expectations of holding my future wedding, and how can we find all the potential sites? So this is kind of linked to the part 2, how to find out a potential site. Those are typical types of the sites used for different types of the events. And these are different the methods we can use in order to know what kind of sites available. However, nowadays we are more thinking about what kind of unique venues we can use. By unique venues, I mean an area that has not been used for events in the past, or a traditional place. You might develop that in a new way for holding an event. And the part 3, after you have identified some the candidates to holding an event, and we need to go to the potential sites to do the inspection. So you need to use a form to do the site's inspection. For example, like this. You need to itemize what kind of things you want to see and the observe. This is also linked to our part 4, selecting a site. After you have done the site inspection, we are moving to negotiate the rates with the facility to sign a contract. Also, after you have signed the contract and determine the venue to hold your event, you will need to do site planning and layout. Importantly, you need to create this floor plan. So for a floor plan, we can either use a software to draw or just use our hands to draw on a paper. So the plan needs to include all the important parts for the event. And also we need to account for our site's the occupancy in the floor plan. So by the occupancy, importantly, we need to think about something related to move in and move out all the equipments. In addition, we also need to get a variety of the permits and permissions that are related to our event. For example, for the different vendors, whether we have got their certificates of the insurance, and also whether we have certificates of the inspections. If we are holding the event in another country, whether we have got the temporary working the permits. If your events involved in the alcohol service, whether you have the permits for that. For the entertainment, a permit you might need to get as related to the noise level. In addition, if your event involves in component of the fireworks or the gaming activities, you may need to think about whether you need a permission for them. Following are all the codes that we need to follow during the events. One thing I want to share and talk about here is you make sure you keep copies of everything. As we all know, event planning has involved so many things during the process. So we make sure we have copies of all the things we have done. That's everything we want to talk about during the week. Hope you have a good time.